we switching sides? Oh, because finance. All right. Good evening and welcome. The video of this meeting is streamed on YouTube and will be also available on Facebook and on the Village website. I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask Clerk Saladino to call the roll.
Trustee Augustine.
Here.
Trustee Gale.
Here.
Trustee McGee.
Here.
Trustee O'Brien.
Here.
Trustee Peterson.
Here.
Trustee Thompson.
Here.
President Kugler.
Here. And thank you, Clerk Saladino. Tonight we are joined by a few guests and several guests from Cassett School. We also have Weston, who's a student at Cassett School, and I would ask Weston to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, if you can.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, wait there, Weston. Thank you for doing that. I do appreciate it. And I know you're at Cassett School, but what grade are you in, and who's your teacher?
I'm in 6th grade, and my teacher is Miss Melberg.
Awesome. Well, we hope you have a great school year, and thanks for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to start out with a proclamation establishing Sunday, September 14th, 2025, as Race Unity Day. Diversity Days in LaGrange is this week, and this year's theme is Serving Our Community. This Sunday, the Community Diversity Group will host its 34th annual Race Unity Rally at 3 p.m. right here in the Village Auditorium. Everyone's invited to join Denise Scully, Executive Director of Aging Care Connections, Regina McClinton, who will be honored with the Mini Car Service Award, and Jim Hinckley, who will be honored for the Diversity Achievement Award. The rally will also include an invocation from Reverend Brian Damrow of the 1st Congressional Church, the Caring Place Youth Choir, diversity essays, Lyons Township High School students sharing thoughts on identity and belonging, and more. Additional Diversity Days events include anti-racist story time this Thursday at 10:30 a.m. at the Farmers Market, and a screening and discussion of the documentary A Binding Truth on Friday, September 12th at 6 p.m. at the LaGrange Library. We thank the Community Diversity Group for its consistently positive messages of inclusion and understanding, which serves to strengthen and improve the quality of life in our community. And thank you to all involved in planning and supporting this important annual event, including the efforts of Marion Honnell Wilson, Harold Gibson, Becky Lorenzen, and others that are associated with the group. Item A is a proclamation that will establish Sunday the 14th as Race Unity Day, and it's an honor for me to read it. Whereas the 34th Annual Race Unity Rally is an event to reaffirm the commitments to achieving race unity in LaGrange and surrounding communities, and whereas this year the Community Diversity Group calls the village together for an uplifting weekend celebration of human diversity, culminating with Race Unity Day, and whereas the concept of unity and diversity is deeply rooted in the fabric of the American society. And whereas progress has been made in the legislative arena, we continue to work to bring us together on a personal level. And whereas the Race Unity Rally will demonstrate the commitment of the people of the Village of LaGrange and surrounding communities to the principle that all are created equal and provide individuals an opportunity to come together in recognition of the oneness of humanity. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village of LaGrange, in recognition of Community Diversity Group's commitment to those qualities and attributes which will generate the recognition that all humanity belongs to one family, to fight prejudice wherever it's found, and to assure that all persons have equal opportunities regardless of the race, does hereby proclaim September 14th as Race Unity Day in the Village of LaGrange. So do we vote on that or just? Okay. So if Becky and Harold, do you want to come up to accept the proclamation?
Yep.
We just want to say thank you to the village for all your support.
You're welcome, Harold.
Yes, it's been, ever since I've been in Grange, it's been a very impressive council that you have here, and I very much appreciate all the efforts that you have to work with us together. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and come up and get the proclamation. Absolutely. I'll be there Sunday. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. And again, everybody is welcome here at 3 o'clock on Sunday. It's always a great event, very well attended. Come early to grab a seat. Item B under tonight's President's report is the appointment and reappointment of individuals on the advisory boards and commissions. LaGrange is very fortunate to have many talented and generous individuals willing to volunteer their time to serve their community. As appointment terms for several commissions and advisory board members have expired, it has come time to consider the appointment and reappointment of several individuals. Beverly Hayes and Maurice McGee to the Community and Economic Development Commission. This is reappointments. Peter O'Connor to the Plan Commission, and Ray Baker to the Design Review Commission. And I would ask to have a motion and to approve the reappointments as presented.
I move for acceptance of the appointments and reappointments as presented.
A second?
And I need a roll call vote, it looks like.
Trustee McGee.
It was an aye.
Trustee O'Brien.
Aye.
Trustee Peterson.
Aye.
Trustee Thompson.
Aye.
Trustee Augustine.
Aye.
Trustee Gale.
Aye.
And that passes unanimously. This past weekend, LaGrange hosted the West End Arts Festival. Hopefully everybody made it out. The annual festival attracts artists from around the country to the West End near Stone Avenue train station. There were over 60 artists displaying their wares. Great activities. There was food and drink as well as live music. And it's always kind of a winding down of the summer. We want to thank the LGBA, village staff, and many others that worked together to coordinate this successful festival. Coming up this Sunday, the LaGrange Home and History Tour will take place from 8 in the morning till 5 p.m. As part of the event, participants will enjoy touring through 6 unique LaGrange residents. Homeowners will be available to answer questions and chat about their experience living in their home. Thank you to the LaGrange Area Historical Society and the LaGrange Business Association for their work in putting on this great event. If you're interested in participating, visit the Historical Society's website at lagrangehistory.org to register. It is back to school time, so we always want to emphasize safety. School has been back in session a couple of weeks now. As in the past years, the village has undertaken several efforts to promote back to school safety. This year included a town hall meeting held on August 26th at the LaGrange Library, which provided an excellent opportunity for officers to engage with members of the public regarding their concerns. Members of the police department were also out near the schools and popular intersections, engaging with students and sharing safety tips. Digital traffic signs with reminders on the school zones and driving safely were also in place. Members of the fire department also attended back-to-school events, emphasizing a safe school year. For those efforts and the efforts that are taken day in and day out, I'd like to thank our emergency responders. We do really appreciate your hard work and your efforts, and we know that everybody in the village really places a big emphasis on safety. With that, I would ask Manager Knight if there's a manager's report.
There is. Thank you, President Kugler, and good evening, everyone. Just a reminder that September is National Preparedness Month. September is the time in the year in which the goal of the effort that is Safety Preparedness Month is to encourage individuals to take small steps that can make a big difference in being prepared. These are 4 key actions that can be taken to prepare for the disaster that you may face. This includes knowing your risk, making a family emergency plan, building an emergency supply kit, and learning more about the actions that you could take during an emergency. You can learn more about that effort at the ready.gov website. Lastly, looking ahead to October, Halloween takes place on the last Friday of the month. The Halloween trick-or-treating hours, more recently announced in concert with our neighbors. They will be from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. on that evening. President Kukla, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Village Manager Knight. And hearing about Halloween seems early, but I guess you can start looking at your costumes and planning. Thank you very much for that. Clerk Saladino, would you please read the items on the consent agenda, followed by, if any, on the current business?
Matters on the consent agenda will be considered by a single motion and vote because they already have been considered fully by the board at a previous meeting or have been determined to be of routine nature. Any member of the Board of Trustees may request that an item be moved from the consent agenda to current business for separate consideration. Item A, September 8th, 2025, consolidated voucher. And item B, minutes of the Village of LaGrange Board of Trustees regular meeting, July 14th, 2025. And nothing under the current business for tonight.
Thank you. The next item on tonight's agenda is public comments regarding agenda items. Seeing no one, we'll proceed to the consent agenda, and I would entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
I move for approval of consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Gale. Trustee Peterson, any comments?
Thank you, President Kukler. As previously stated, I recuse myself from voting on any agenda items related to our village prosecutor. And I have no questions about the agenda items.
Thank you, Trustee Augustine. Seeing no comments or other comments, I would ask for a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Thompson?
Aye.
Trustee O'Brien?
Aye.
Trustee Augustine?
Aye.
Trustee McGee?
Aye.
Trustee Peterson?
Aye.
Trustee Gale?
Aye.
And that passes unanimously. At this time, we'll entertain comments from the public regarding matters not on tonight's agenda. And just so that we can move it orderly, if we could have a person at the microphone and one person behind them, the next one that wants to speak, that way we can move it along. But take the time that you need, by all means.
All right, well, I will solve that problem for you right away because I have been appointed to speak on behalf of the group behind me as well as others who are not able to make it to the meeting today. Good evening, Mayor and trustees. My name is Jennifer McElroy, 233 South Ashland, and I have been a resident of LaGrange for nearly 10 years, and I've been a COSIT parent the entire time that we've lived here. First of all, thank you for your leadership and the work that you've put in to keeping LaGrange a vibrant and family-oriented community. Your comprehensive plan and the 2022 parking study show why people love this village. It's walkable, it's safe, and it mixes schools, businesses, and community spaces in a way that very few suburbs can match. That balance is what makes LaGrange so special. I'm here tonight, however, to raise concerns about the recent parking and traffic changes around COSIT Elementary. Since its founding in 1889, COSIT has been a major fixture of downtown LaGrange, an urban school in the heart of our community. That location is a strength, but it also means that curb space is limited and must be managed carefully, always with kids' safety as the top priority. Now here's what has recently changed. Madison is now closed for drop-off and pickup, which does make the Madison-Cossack crossing safer, but to compensate, Ashland has been opened to cars, and that's where the real problem begins. I have lived on the 200 block of Ashland for nearly 10 years, like I mentioned, and the long-standing precedent has always been clear. Ashland stays closed to cars from Harris to Cossack during arrival, dismissal, and lunch. That consistency has kept kids safe and traffic predictable. Unlike Madison, Ashland is a major through street running from 47th to Ogden. I have personally seen drivers just gunning it down the street right in front of my house. Ashland carries far more traffic than Madison. Opening it up to cars during the busiest school times is not just a reversal of long-standing safety measures. It's an irresponsible decision that puts children directly in harm's way. Now here's the concern. 2/3 of Cossack students cross at Ashland and Cossack. 2/3. Now, instead of being reserved for buses and walkers, that same intersection is handling cars, buses, cyclists, children on foot, all at once. It's a dangerous mix that creates unnecessary conflict and risk in the exact spot where the majority of our students are trying to get to school safely. Urban schools across Illinois, like Cossack, typically use curbside restrictions during school hours to preserve sight lines and to keep traffic organized. These curbside restrictions are not a punishment for businesses, they're protections for our children. They exist because decades of experience in urban planning has shown us how vital curbside restrictions are. Yet now we've eliminated those protections. Makes me emotional because my son is right here, who I trust to get to school on time, and he walks without me. And yes, nothing bad has happened yet. But do we really want to wait until it does? I also want to address 2 points, and I will stop crying. First, the business concern. I understand the desire to support downtown businesses. I do. I love our downtown businesses, and I'm the one that's there, and I'm shopping, and I'm going to restaurants. But we have to be honest about our priorities. Cossack School has been here for more than 130 years. Businesses know this when they choose to open nearby, and they need to have reasonable expectations. And let's remember, there's a parking garage with 365 spaces just about a block away. The needs of businesses to have some additional street space should never outweigh the safety of hundreds of children. And secondly, teacher-only parking. Our teachers deserve convenience, but giving up curb space for that convenience does not serve the broader safety needs of students. It reduces the flexibility that we need to safely manage students, parents, buses, and walkers. A better solution might be to move teacher-only parking to Harris Avenue, where it still provides access, but doesn't interfere with the curbside space needed during arrival and dismissal. So this is my ask tonight. Revert back to keeping Ashland between Harris and Cossack closed to cars during drop-off, pickup, and lunch. Return Madison to one-way southbound use for arrival and dismissal. And relocate the recently added teacher-only parking on Madison to an alternate street, such as Harris, preserving critical curb space for safety. In closing, I want to again thank this board for all you've done to make LaGrange such a vibrant, safe, and family-centered community. As leaders, as neighbors, and as parents, you know how much our kids' safety matters. Please help us preserve the safe, walkable school environment that has always made LaGrange such a special place. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very informative and impassioned speech or talk. I do appreciate it. I can assure you that kids' safety is the absolute top priority for everyone up on this board, our village staff, and I know the same is for 102. And we have a good working relationship with 102. We'll continue to work with them, and if changes are appropriate, we would support those changes. So I think it's a work in progress, I would say. Thank you.
Good evening. Randy Valenta, 19 South LaGrange Road. I really didn't plan on getting up and speaking here, but with the impassioned appeal there, I just wanted to make sure that anybody that's going to take up the activity of looking at parking around Cosset, I was quite shocked at the amount of vehicles that the United Methodist Church generates through their preschool activities with the pickups and the drops off and such. It's certainly part and parcel of that entire small area there. And with the number of vehicles that are on the street during those busy hours, they might even be conflicting. They might not, but in and of itself, the crowds at United Methodist are definitely impacting safety on Cosset, on Madison, on Ashland, in that area. The parking here to corner, pretty much ignored when it's time to pick the kids up. Double parking in front of the angle spaces, eastbound on Cosset happens all the time. You've got people weaving in and out. Just probably adds to the challenge, so I didn't want to let that go unmentioned since it seemed to be the topic here. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. We appreciate you coming out.
I made it. I almost started crying as well because our kids are the most important thing. I don't know the whole story here, but who fixed what wasn't broken? Why did Ashland Avenue not get closed off?
You're asking a question?
Yeah, because before I could speak anymore, I want to find out who fixed what wasn't broken.
Well, I believe that it was District 102 that made some changes in working, and the village worked with them.
Okay, well, I think they should consult the community before they go making those changes, because I can vouch for that corner because I have a friend that lives right at Madison, right off of the corner of Cosset, and it's a very busy place, especially Ashland Avenue. Which, as long as we're going to talk about police and parking and speeding and all of these things, I guess I'm going to change what I was going to talk about tonight. And it's going to go back, I'm going to be selfish in this respect. I'm going to go back to East Avenue and the police protection that we get at East Avenue. I saw the police protection last Monday night or a couple Monday nights ago at the library where they did the little, and that was very nice, and it kind of explained to me what our weaknesses are in this town and how maybe we can improve it. And I brought this up before about East Avenue. East Avenue would qualify for a AI camera on it because there's a park there. And we could put a camera there that could give out automatic tickets. That would take a car that we would think would do traffic surveillance there and put it into the inner village where we need it. Well, we have neither there. We have no radar going on that street. I live on a 40-mile-an-hour street. It's a bear to get out of the driveway with all the new fandangled inventions on the cars. The brakes lock up, and then I'm dead meat for a gravel truck flying down the street at about 65 miles an hour. So I really wish you people would entertain the idea, because I've seen it on the internet, what qualifies for a camera. And it is a park and it is a safety zone. So that's priority of my life. The other item I wanted to talk about, we briefly touched on the water reservoir last week. And you assured me that there was going to be some talk about the testing of it and a new survey. Well, I happened to go through the minutes of the last meetings, and I didn't see any task order or resolution made to appropriate money and give Mr. Knight the authority to authorize this. Where might I find the resolution that is giving him the go-ahead to make sure that we can maintain our water reservoir, which hasn't been maintained in 13 years since the last reservoir dive test? Can you tell me where?
Is your question, what is the status of the
No,
review of the water?
My question is, where is the resolution?
Okay, let me rephrase your question, because this maybe will get answered. Can you, Manager Knight, can you give an update on where we're at with the inspection of the water facility?
Yes, I sure can, and actually was trying to find the date in which the task order was approved. You could look for it on our website. There is a portal that has all the items that were approved by the board. That one was approved by the board some time ago. Last time we reported was that the report was being finalized. We reached out to the engineers. They've let us know that that will be finalized in the next couple of weeks.
Have they done the test yet?
They did a thorough review of the standpipe and the reservoir, and they have preliminary results that they're going to be compiling in a report.
Did they do an inner dive test?
I'm not familiar with all the details of the report, Mr. Pluto.
Okay. And they'll be issuing you a report that I could FOIA to, and I know I will get the redacted version of it, but I sure would like to see the things that were proposed back in 2013, like power washing and putting a protective coating to ensure that our water supply will last as long as possible, and do preventive maintenance on the outside of that tank, which we haven't done. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Pluto. Seeing no other comments, next up is trustee comments. Any trustees have any comments? Trustee Augustine.
Thank you, President Kugler. First of all, I just want to applaud and thank the parents who came out tonight to support and speak on the issue that I only learned about on, I think, Thursday or Friday when a neighbor reached out to me. It's a serious matter, and the more we know, the more we can help. And I feel pretty confident that it gets resolved in some way, and I think all parties would be interested. But it helps when you show up and you tell your story. So I appreciate that. Again, thanks again for the safety town hall. Chief Griffin, last week, it was very well attended. I was really impressed. I was kind of sitting in the back, listening most of the time, and several of us were there. It was really helpful, and we hope to see more and hope to see the results of some of the great ideas that came forward regarding safety. And then one shameless plug for another one for the Historical Society. We've got our home and history tour, as President said, coming up this weekend, but we also have our very fun Witches Ride coming up on October 4th. So there's still brooms available, so jump on the Historical Society's website if you haven't done it. It's a lot of fun. It's for a great cause, and hope to see some of you there.
Thank you, Trustee Augustine. Seeing no other trustee comments, at this time, the village board intends to meet in closed session under the provisions of the Illinois Open Meetings Act, Section 2C11, for the purpose of discussing pending or probable litigation, and Section 2C21 for the discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the act. The village board will not reconvene in open session, as no formal action will occur following closed session. And so may I have a motion and a second to enter into closed session?
I move we enter into closed session.
Second.
And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Augustine?
Aye.
Trustee McGee?
Aye.
Trustee Peterson?
Aye.
Trustee Thompson?
Aye.
Trustee O'Brien?
Aye.
And that
Trustee Gale?
Nope, sorry, Trustee Gale.
Aye.
Sorry to rush you there. And that passes unanimously. We'll officially be moving into closed session. It's 8:02.